can't find my damn lug nut. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Dirtnation Off-road. So today I'm going to be answering a viewer's question with a video. Now the most common question that I'm asked about my truck is what tires and what lift am I running? Now mine's kind of unique because I still have the stock TRD Off-road rims on a lift. You don't see that too often, and I'm going to show you why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack up the truck. I'm going to show you what I do in the front suspension and what I've done in the rear suspension. So you guys enjoy that. Okay, front tire is off, so let's do a breakdown of the suspension so you guys can see what my setup is in the front. So the first thing is obviously the shock itself. So this is a 3-inch from Old Man Emu. Now, I didn't buy this from a shop, I bought this from one of my friends, and I'll link it below so you guys know exactly which one it is. But something to note is that on here, on the driver, so I'm looking at the passenger side right now, but on the driver's side, you actually have to put a 1/4-inch spacer on here in order to prevent the truck from leaning. Now, I don't know exactly why it leans, but it is something that I had to do to keep it level. So if anybody has an answer for that, definitely comment below, but that is something that I had to do for this lift, is just put that 1/4-inch or as a 1/2-inch spacer. Next was the upper control arms. So I did have to replace those because the stock control arms would rub on the spring as it was flexing. So obviously didn't want any problems, so I go ahead and replace those with some Dirt King Fab ones that I got from Offroad Warehouse. These are really great. I'll link those below as well. The other thing that I did was with the sway bar is I used a sway bar relocation kit that I got from Toyota, and I'll link that below as well. That's pretty important to make sure your sway bar is doing what it needs to do to protect you. So the secret to keeping stock wheels on your TRD Off-road is spacers. So these are 1.25 spacers. I got these from Amazon. I haven't had any issues before. I mean, spacers is kind of a sore subject. A lot of people don't like them. Some people are okay with them. I personally haven't had any problems. They've been doing okay. Now, I made sure that I bought hub-centric ones, which means they're specifically machined to fit on here and not wiggle around or have any play. So they fit on there pretty tight. I make sure I torque them every time I take off the tire. And the reason that you got to run spacers is due to the offset of the actual TRD Off-road wheel. So because it's flat, it makes the wheel kind of stick all the way inside here, and the tire will start to rub on the upper control arm. It'll start rubbing on the inside right here. Obviously you don't want your tires rubbing on a bunch of stuff, so that's why I have the spacer. That way I'm able to keep the stock rims, because I really like the look of them. They're pretty good rims. These ones have taken a beating, and I'm pretty impressed with what I've been able to do with them. So I will replace them in the future and either sell these or put them on the old truck over there, but we'll see. As for rubbing on this setup, the only time I ever rub is when I'm at full turn and full flex, and you'll see it right there. I rub on the body. It's pretty common for Tacoma owners to get the body chop, which they'll cut this out so that you don't have any rub. Now, I probably will do it in the future, but for now I'm just going to keep it as it is. It's not too bad, and I don't have too many problems with it. As for my wheel and tire combo, I'm running the factory TRD Off-road tires that come stock with the truck. And then as for the tires, it's the Toyo. So what is Toyo AT2s? Now excuse these things, they're pretty dirty and they're pretty beat up. These are pretty good tires. A lot of good reviews out there for them. I'll personally say that these things have taken a beating from me, and they do quite well. I put about 25,000 miles on them, and tread still looks pretty good. I would definitely highly recommend these tires. Now the sidewall can take an absolute beating. I'm constantly deflating and inflating these tires. I've gone rock crawling, hill climbs, doing all this crazy stuff, and tires are strong, so I'm pretty proud of that. Now as for the size, these are 33-inch tires on a 16-inch rim, and I believe it's 10.5 wide. But as for the actual size itself, as you can see right here, it's LT 285 75 R16. So I'm really impressed with the endurance of these tires, so I'll definitely link them below so you guys can check these out. I'll definitely be buying Toyos next time I get tires. Maybe I'll get mud tires, maybe I'll stay with the ATs, but really impressive tires, so big thumbs up from Dirtnation. So that's a breakdown of the front suspension. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tire back on, and then we'll take a look at the rear. Now as for the rear, I honestly don't even have to take the tire off. It's pretty simple back there. Not too impressive, so we'll check that out right now. So getting under the rear, it's actually quite simple. So you have the shock itself, which this is a bigger shock than the stock Bilsteins that come on the TRD Off-road. With rear suspensions, your lift doesn't come from the shock, it comes from the leaf springs. So I didn't get leaf springs just due to my budget, so what I ended up with is a block. So this is a 2.5 inch block that I got from Toyota. I believe you can see the branding on the side there. Other than that, the only thing that I had to do was get some longer brake lines, because when you lift your vehicle, it will stretch your brake lines, and if you start flexing and stuff, you can rip your brakes, so you definitely don't want that. So I got bigger brake lines, block, and the shock itself. So what I'm left with is a pretty crappy ride. I do bottom out quite a bit if I'm hitting something hard or if I'm going through whoops pretty fast. So I just got to be careful when I'm pre-running and doing that type of stuff. But other than that, I mean, it works. It achieves the goal of being taller and being able to do the things that I like to do. So in the future, I'll definitely have either get some springs, get some new bump stops, so that I'm able to have a better ride. But for now, this is working, so we're good there. Same thing with inside here. I do have spacers just to match the front. So 1.25 spacers all around, and I made sure I got hub centric so that they're on there properly and they're not shaking around and stuff. So well, that's a quick breakdown of the suspension I'm running on my 17 Tacoma. Like I said, nothing too special. It's literally just a budget build. It achieves the goal of having me be lifted nice and tall so I can go through hills and rocks and do all that fun stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe to Dirtnation Off-road on YouTube and Instagram. I'll put all the links below, as well as I'll link all the different stuff that I'm using on my truck. I'll link the wrap guy. Look at that delicious wrap. You know you guys like it. So thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a good one.